God started to open doors like this, playing the instrument like this. I just look back and it's just God's grace, how He has the power to bring life to dreams. Many times our dreams are fashioned after our bank balance, our education, our talents, our achievements. But I'll tell you, God-given dreams are not based on those things. In India, we have this whole thing about education, and education has become number one god of Indian culture as such. But I want to tell you, many times parents have the highest expectations without looking at the potential. It's like, they expect a Benz car experience out of a Maruti 800. It is just impractical. And that's what happens. They don't look at the potential of a child, but they want them to become like the society. Just imagine you go to a hospital and the doctor says, I never wanted to be a doctor, but my parents pushed me to be a doctor. Come, let me operate you. That's the last doctor I want to visit. How many of you are truly happy? Young people, go back and talk to your parents and say, Daddy and Mommy, are you really happy at the job where you are at? Very rarely you find people. How can we supplement happiness with some kind of a job? So it was really hard for me to grow up in a family with all these expectations. But I could never become like that. And at 16, I was at the point of committing suicide, having failed every expectation. Young people especially, I want to tell you, live the dreams that God has prepared for you. And it is possible. And those dreams are not based on money. Those dreams are not based. One sheet of cards cannot define your future. Now, the next picture, please. You can see that this picture showcases my travels to the world. So this is how I travel the world. 257 countries I've been to right now. The most educated people, I meet scientists today. I meet people, my father is an aerospace scientist. I met some greatest people, and today when they look at this world map, they can't even comprehend. How can a person written off by education could practically live geography? Today they call me to come and speak on geography. I've lived geography. I wish geography was so fun. Like Antarctica. Antarctica took me 69 hours of flying time from India to Antarctica and back. That was only flying time without the layovers. When I reached Antarctica, the temperature there goes down to minus 60 degrees Celsius. The wind is 300 kilometers an hour. And I performed for the scientists there. And after I performed, I said, I want to see the penguins. How many teachers of geography get to see penguins? and look at the life that I've lived, how can we replace this? How can we replace God's plan by one sheet of marks? Young people, don't quit life just because your teacher says you are useless. And I went and saw the penguins. And I'll tell you, watching the penguins is nothing but watching a live cartoon. It is just incredible, the joy you get by watching a penguin. And I wanted to get a picture with a penguin, and the guy told me, sure. I said, how close can I go? He says, as close as you want. I said, what if the penguin tries to bite me? And he says, no, the penguin thinks that you're another penguin. I never knew that in geography that the penguin thought that I was another penguin as such, but because for the penguins there's no competition on land, everybody is a penguin. But I want to tell you, how can you replace a sheet of marks card to say that you can never achieve something like this? But with the help of God, it is possible. And God gave me the wisdom, He gave me the finances, He gave me the courage to stand up for truth. And on 22nd of November 2010, when I arrived in my last country, Pakistan, and I broke 6 world records. And one of them is I became the fastest man in the history to travel to every country in the shortest time. If this is what God can do with a broken life, how much more He can do with your life? Parents, if you're sitting here, I just want to tell you, when was the last time you took time to really seek God and ask God for wisdom for your children? When was the last time you took time to seek God for the direction for your children? We are so good in looking at our marks card and say you can become a lawyer, a doctor, so on and so forth. But I'll tell you, true joy is not becoming something the world expects. The real joy is when you become what God expects you. But I failed. That's what the world called me, a failure. But today when I look at my life, my goodness, I've just enjoyed this life to the fullest potential. I'm 39 years old and I've seen the world. And this is what God can do with anybody's life here. You have a dream that God has placed in your heart. Don't quit. Don't allow this world to define whether it is possible for you or not. But our Heavenly Father, He has the power to define. You know, every country I've gone, I've paid my own plane tickets. Every concert I've done has been free. And I've never ever been in debt in my life till today. Never been in debt. Last year I took 114 flights. And God provided. And I want to tell you today, finances should not define your future. But it is your walk with Jesus and living an upright life with Christian character, money will automatically come according to Him and according to His will as such. And I'm going to close by playing a song so that the band will come and do more music as such. So I'm just thinking whether should I play a song on the pan flute or the guitar, because guitar I played too much in my last 20 years as such, but I enjoyed playing the pan flute. But I just want to tell you that, you know, there is nothing impossible. Don't define miracle according to your human mind. Look at this man. He has no ears. When I performed in Taiwan, this man came up to me and he said, "Benny, that was a wonderful performance. But how could he hear?" So I was really thinking this guy is just trying to be nice to me. So I asked him, how could you hear? He said, "I was born with no ears." And at the age of 17, I asked Jesus to come into my heart. And I asked Jesus to open my ears. But Jesus said, "Why?" He said, "Because I want to hear." Jesus said, "I will not open your ears, but you will still be able to hear." Today, this man hears everything from his forehead. Even when he flies, he puts the headphones like this. You know, and he can hear. So don't tell God how to do a miracle. He knows it. No, just don't try to define God's miracle in your ways. Just allow Him. He has the power to do anything. In 2012, when I was invited to play at the Paralympic Games, I asked God how He wants to use my life. And that's when He says, "Benny, I want you to pick up a brand new instrument, the pan flute." I've never played the pan flute, and guitar and pan flute are completely different. I was born with asthma, and from the age of 2 till the age of 16, I was on wrong medication. As a result of that, 60% of my lungs got damaged, my immune system broke down. I developed rheumatoid arthritis. And here I said, "God, when I can't even breathe properly and you're telling me to play a wind instrument." He said, "Benny, if I could use 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish to feed 5,000, don't you think I can use 40% lungs to play the pan flute?" I want to tell you, God can use your weaknesses, He can use your strength, He can use anything to bring the greatest story out of your life. But you have to believe that God can do that. And before I conclude by playing a song called "My Tribute," and recently Andre Crouch, who wrote this song, he passed away, he was 72. It's a beautiful. I came back to Jesus and I said, "Lord, I finished traveling to the whole world, 257 countries. I have no more countries left to travel. What do you want to do with my life?" And that's when Jesus gave me a new vision, saying, "Benny, your season of travels will come to an end by March 2015. I want you to go back to Bangalore and build a cafe to reach out to young urban college students who are committing suicide." You know, India has one of the highest rates of youth suicide, and Bangalore is the suicide capital of India. 10% of the suicides in Bangalore is between the age group of 10 to 14. Can you imagine a 10-year-old thinking of suicide? Just few days back, a 15-year-old girl in Bangalore, she jumped and committed suicide. Why? She had a relationship problem. Why relationship problem? Because love does not exist in the family. You look at in our Indian family system, love is based on marks. Mathematics, science, you do well, there is more love. No, you don't do well, there is no love. How can we allow education to define what is love? And you know, this was the situation. And so God inspired me to build an amazing cafe where we will value young people as they are, created in the image of God. So this is the picture. You can show the picture, please, the next picture. So this is how the design of the cafe would be. And it's getting built. And on 25th of April, this year is the inauguration. It's just diagonally opposite to Krista Jayanti College. Yeah. And it is going to be one of the best cafes in the world, and I'm not exaggerating. And it is a 400-seater cafe where only chai is served. The name of the cafe is Chai 316. Or you can go to facebook.com/chai316. In this cafe, only tea is served, nothing else. The price of the tea decided by the students. And all the counselors who are volunteers will be trained as waiter and waitresses. As they serve chai, their goal is to sit down and build relationship, share the love and the value of Christ over these young people as such. From Monday to Thursday, it'll run as a cafe. On Friday, it becomes a concert hall. On Saturday, it becomes a movie theater. The screen size is 11 feet by 22 feet. And on Sunday afternoon, we'll have a church service for young people as such. But everything is designed to value the life of a young person as such. So this is the vision that God has given. And if anyone wants to volunteer, you can just come. Just go to facebook.com/chai316 and send me a message as such. But the best part of the cafe is the toilets. Now I want you to keep quiet and just watch and listen to it. Because in Indian culture, toilets are not considered to be very important. Whereas here, we just want to keep the toilets at the best we can. So the next picture, please. So this is how the toilets would look. Everything is designed with excellence. Now just the wash basin itself is around 2 lakh rupees actually. The guitar-shaped wash basin. Why? Because we want to value the life of one individual at a time. And the best this is going to be for reaching out to the youth. And God provided all the money. The entire project was about 6 crores or something, and all the money has come in. He provided all the money to take care of this. And even this evening, I have my CDs outside, and if the Lord leads you, you're welcome to pick up. Again, they don't have a price. You're welcome to decide your price. And whatever you give, 100% will go towards Chai 316. In fact, yesterday morning when I was speaking at the St. Andrew's Cathedral in Singapore, a very unassuming old lady, big eyes, she didn't look very educated. She came up to me and she said, "Is it okay if you can wait for some time? I just want to draw some money and come." I said, "Okay." And she came and I waited. She took a CD and she gave me about 50,000 rupees. I was completely blown away of how people could, I just translated the money from Singapore dollars into Indian rupees. So God has been faithful in providing. The highest I received for one CD was 5 lakh rupees actually. It was incredible how God could do things like that. But He can do that. But I want to close by playing the song, My Tribute by Andre Crouch, To God Be the Glory. And I want to tell you, if God can give life for a broken person who wanted to kill myself by giving me this beautiful life, today God has a plan for your life. If you have never given your life to Jesus, I'll tell you this evening is a beautiful time for you to ask Jesus to come into your heart. That's the best gift that I can ever give to anyone, and such is Jesus Christ. Let's have the track, please. Thank you.
Guys, ladies and gentlemen, once again, Benny Prasad.